Bitcoin's facing absolutely huge hurdles, slow transactions, limited apps, quantum risks, and we're going to be talking a little bit about Nervos Network in this video and how they provide solutions to help keep Bitcoin thriving. So we'll kind of dive into what Nervos Network is, and I want to talk about some of the current issues with Bitcoin because at the end of the day, it's very important to talk about. Now, Nervos Network is an OG in the space. It's a chain, a foundation that's been around 7 or 8 years at this point. And really, the way its blockchain is designed complements Bitcoin very nicely. So CKB, the common knowledge base, is a layer 1 blockchain, which is proof of work, just like Bitcoin. This is great security. It allows anyone to participate if they want to. Now, when we look at Bitcoin on Wikipedia and they mention the Bitcoin scalability problem, things have been done over the years like Lightning Network, which did help improve the speeds of Bitcoin transactions and things like that. But the problem with Lightning Network is it's hard to build with. And we're going to be talking about something called like RISC-V, which is an incredible virtual machine in just a second. But one thing that I've noticed here is that in the last year, we've got all these ETFs. We've got all of these treasury companies like MicroStrategy and things like that, who are basically hodling Bitcoin. BlackRock's buying Bitcoin at every dip. The U.S. government, I just heard, is going to roll all their seized Bitcoin into a treasury or some sort of, Bitcoin holding account. But the one thing that kind of struck me the most here was the number of transactions per month. And you can see from like 2010 up to maybe 2017, there was like incredible growth. And we're seeing since 2017, no more growth, no more transactions than there were 8 years ago. This is kind of a problem. And I think like people have gone and tried to make Bitcoin more user-friendly by developing the Lightning Network. But the problem with the Lightning Network, guys, is that it's hard to build with. It's really hard to integrate that into Bitcoin smart contracts and things like that. Now, what RISC-V does and RGB++ does is it allows Bitcoin to thrive. And what's so cool is RISC-V is basically a virtual machine, and it lets developers code in Rust, and it really supports these complex apps without the Ethereum style gas fees. You've heard of EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine. And the gas fees in a bull market on Ethereum are absolutely insane. I've probably spent thousands of dollars over the years just sending an NFT. But at the end of the day, the Bitcoin DeFi question here is, eventually, if all of these institutions and stuff like that start onboarding normies into the Bitcoin cryptoverse, what are these people going to be able to do with it? Just use it as some money payments, for money payments or something like that? I mean, really, that's about all you can do at this point. And here was a great article by Binance News on Binance Square. And really, at the end of the day, they go on to say, as some EVM-based Bitcoin projects struggle post-launch, a reoccurring question is surfacing. Is Bitcoin DeFi dead? And guys, it absolutely is dead. There's a few projects out there, but there's really nothing that's allowing like Bitcoin to thrive. And when you look at projects like RGB++, which was developed by Cypher Wang, who helped found Nervos Network, this basically took RGB and like put rocket boosters on it. Now, RGB++ enhances the original RGB protocol by introducing homomorphic binding, a method for securely linking Bitcoin transactions to CKB cells. And you can kind of think of it this way. This right here is kind of like sealing up a letter and then throwing it in the mail. Like once that package is wrapped up tight, taped up, like you can't get into it. And really, this is a huge bonus for Bitcoin because this enables Ethereum-like programmability without compromising Bitcoin's security guarantees. I mean, it is what it is. The fiber network, I did some videos. I'll link to a video at the end of this video about the fiber network. And the fiber network is amazing. It launched its mainnet in early 2025, enabling instant feeless payments for RGB++ assets via off-chain channels. It uses point-time lock contracts to enhance privacy and supports multi-hop routing compatible with Bitcoin's Lightning Network. So, like, there's all sorts of really good stuff happening over at Nervos Network. And, you know, nothing in crypto really catches like wildfire. It kind of like slowly builds through grassroots and things like that. At least that's what happened with like Bitcoin and Ethereum. And so when you start, you know, deploying these types of tools like RISC-V, RGB++, Fiber Network, it's really giving these developers like room to run. And really, when it comes down to it, Nervos has been RISC-V all the way. And Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin has talked about this many times. He's recognized how well Nervos Network has built their chain and use RISC-V, you know, at a high level cryptographically. He's recognized Nervos Network of this several times. And Nervos, Vitalik Buterin is really trying to encourage the Ethereum folks to ditch EVM for RISC-V because he knows that gas fees on Ethereum are not beneficial to anyone, especially when it takes like $200, for example, to send a $5 payment. So there is some really cool stuff going on here. And really when I thought was really cool is when RGB++ was announced on July 26th of 2025, we saw price shoot up in the matter of 7 hours, 40%. So this tells me that, you know, the market responded quite nicely to the release of this RGB++ news. It just is what it is. And so, you know, I think that, you know, it's supercharging Bitcoin in basically three ways. The scalability with RGB++, we're talking about, you know, some insane protocol which turns CKB into a bridgeless layer 2 for Bitcoin. So like that is going to be absolutely crazy. One other thing that I want to mention here is quantum resistance. I just did a video on this the other day, and I feel like this is one of the most overlooked things people can overlook when it comes to crypto, because quantum resistance is coming, and it's probably going to get here faster than we expect it to, at a high level where it can break down blockchains. And at the end of the day, Nervos Network has something called the cell model, and this really supports like post-quantum signatures like Sphinx Plus natively. So Bitcoin holders can just migrate assets to the common knowledge base secure vault without any risky hard forks or future proofing against quantum attacks. The crazy thing is that any developer right now at this time can go ahead and deploy tools or updates that will combat quantum computers. So this is kind of some really cool articles that I dug up on Nervos Network. And if you guys are interested in learning more about Nervos Network, you can hit them up on at Nervos Nation on X. And they've got a great Telegram group. And like I've said before, a lot of people from like the Nervos Foundation are mingling in this Telegram group, and you can ask them questions and things like that. While we're here, let's just take a quick zoomed out price, look at the price of CKB here. And really at the end of the day, I developed a brand new software, which is absolutely insane, to say the least, at predicting reversals and all sorts of other stuff. This was from these lines I all painted, I think, on October 8th, somewhere in there. It knew that there was a change in momentum coming, and right down to the day, boom. I mean, we caught the spinning top of that nasty 1010 reversal. While there was a lot of manipulation there, I feel like maybe this price would have dipped maybe 20% instead of like 50 plus percent. This software also predicted that there was going to be some strong support and resistance levels, like right in this candle here. And you can see that when you look at this is very true, especially when you go back and look at previous support and resistance levels. I mean, this is just nailed it spot on. So right now, CKB is currently below those support and resistance lines. The software also predicted a mid-cycle trend continuation or a reversal here. And we literally pinpointed the bottom here. I ended up making a trade based off this, and I ran my portfolio up 20% in like a day on a leverage trade. Now there is a strong reversal point the software is predicting, and this is all UTC time. It's currently 15:27 UTC on, let's see, what day is it? Monday, October 20th. And it's saying that Tuesday, October 21st at 1200 hours, there will be possibly a strong reversal point. So we'll have to see what happens with the price tag. And then on Friday, there might be more key resistance or reversal levels. So I would like to see CKB back up to maybe some of these areas right in here, and maybe rip off some sort of ascending triangle or cup and handle or inverse head and shoulders or something like that. So that's kind of a quick overview of what's going on with CKB, guys. They've got a lot of good things going. I'll be at the Mining Disrupt Conference in Dallas in mid-November. I'll be hanging around the Nervos Network booth. Would love to see everyone. But we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.